Welcome back, happy campers. Your favorite pesticide is back for a little time out and coffee break. And today, what should we talk about? Well, you know, I like to sit around and watch a lot of YouTube videos. There are a lot of people that I follow on YouTube that I've been exploring with them while they're doing it. They film everything that they do, and they're going on a journey and an adventure, and it's fun to see where they're going and what they're doing and how their plans change from day to day, and what their lives have become, especially from the beginning of this pandemic to now. And I've noticed a trend. You know, some of these people are out there and they're traveling more, and they're living what they call the van life, and they're traveling all over the country and seeing spots that they've never been to before, and they're sharing that with us on the YouTube channel. I like that. It's fun because there's a lot of places I haven't been and I would love to go, and it gives me ideas about where I'd like to go in the future as far as traveling domestically. And that's fun. And of course their personalities shine through, and you see them having fun, and you get a big smile on your face because, boy, you would like to have that fun too. So you're kind of having fun with them, living through them vicariously, I suppose. And I'm not completely doing that. I've gotten out, like I've shared on previous videos, and done some hiking and gone different places to explore them that I haven't been to before, or I've been to before but I'd like to see them again. And recently, like I said in another video, I went to Mount Charleston in the snow, and to the Kelso sand dunes, and to the Valley of Fire, and I've hiked around and taken photographs and a little bit of video footage, which I've yet to share, but I will do that here shortly. And, you know, it's fun to get out and about, get some sunshine, fresh air, and do your thing, and, you know, not be so overly exposed to the media and to the news and to the weight of everything and the burden of everything that's going on in the world and in our country. So that's why I like to watch some of the YouTube people. And I've noticed that there are a couple of channels that have had to sort of step out of their van life, and they've stopped, but they haven't stopped their journey. And it's fun because what they're doing is they're kind of building a new home for themselves. I've got one couple that's up in Utah that have been building a home on a piece of property in the mountains, and it's been snowing, so I'm watching them build their home in the snow and watching them go through all this craziness about how to deal with that. It's fun. It's fun to see them go on that journey, and their willingness to share that and have a good attitude and laugh at themselves in the process, because they are doing it for the most part by themselves and with the help of friends to build most of the house. And I've noticed another couple in Nova Scotia, Canada, doing the same thing. They were out traveling during the pandemic, and suddenly they had to sort of get back across the border into Canada. And now they've gone to a piece of land, and they've sort of set up their mobile moving vehicle that they live in on a piece of land. And from there, they're building out the land and going to build a cabin, and they build their home solar, and, you know, they're sort of out in the middle of nowhere building this life for themselves now that is a little bit different than what they were planning on doing. So they built, or they are building, a home for themselves out in the forest. And there's another Canadian couple that's in a different, more populated area that's also done the same thing. They were living the van life, and then, you know, as things kick up with this pandemic, they've had to stop. And so they bought this old house out on a lake in the middle of the mountains, and they're renovating it. So I'm watching all these people just sort of reinvent themselves through YouTube, and it's kind of fun and it's inspiring, because we all need to reinvent ourselves right now. And I'm trying to figure out where I am in reinventing myself, and it's no small challenge to do that, I think, right now, when you're kind of stuck in a certain area, or you feel stuck. And the idea is to not feel stuck, but to be productive and do things that you like to do and work your way towards where you want to be, even despite all that's going on in the world, and the fact that we are in the middle of winter and a possible second wave during this pandemic, and trying to be safe and recognize that life is short and you want to value every moment that you have in doing those things that you like to do. And that's what I like to witness by watching some of the YouTube videos. And I've noticed those trending things happening with van lifers and people going out hiking and sharing that with everyone. I'm hopeful to share a little bit more of my experience with y'all, and then building new homes and reinventing ourselves. I think that's really cool. And so anyway, I've been learning and watching people on YouTube explore these possibilities, and it's really kind of neat to see them. I don't really want to say excel, but it's at the same time it seems like that would be an appropriate word. Persevere and persist towards doing something toward their future, and to value their time together or the time that they have to do these kinds of things. Which brings me to the idea that we're almost at Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving week. And I just spoke with some of my family back in the Midwest around Arkansas and in Missouri and Oklahoma. And my mother's birthday was Sunday. And I called to say happy birthday, and they already had 19 people at the house that day to celebrate her birthday. And I said, I hope you're being really safe, because I don't want you to feel like you're populating the house during the birthday or holiday time just because you want to share time with people. And I know that's a real iffy kind of situation on traveling for holidays, and I wanted just to hit on that while I'm talking in this video about the things that I want to talk about today. Is traveling during the holidays and spending time with your family. I get it, I really do. I would love to see my family members right now, but I don't feel like I'm ready to do that and drive that distance to spend time with them, to have a house that is over the limit in how many people might be visiting, and is it safe to do so? And I guess they're feeling like they're okay to do that, and that's fine. And they're going to do another celebration on Thanksgiving where some people are coming over and having Thanksgiving dinner, and I think there might be even more people than were there on Sunday. And I just said to my mother, hey, please be safe. We know that this is a pandemic situation, and they're not encouraging us to do huge gatherings. So I don't have to worry about that where I am. It's just a couple of us. But back there, I have some concern about that. But the big thing is that I totally get it. I understand why anyone would want to travel and be with their family at this time. And even through Christmas and New Year's, it's going to continue to happen. I just want to encourage everyone to stay on the safe side as much as possible, and be as distanced as you can be while visiting, and wear a mask. I mean, I went to see a friend yesterday because she called and said, I have some pomegranates for you, and I got them off my tree, so if you want them, come and get them. So I went over and I picked them up, wore my mask, and kept a distance while we talked for 3 or 4 minutes. And I didn't stay there very long, so 10-15 minutes max. So, and we were outside, so it was all good. But, that's a little different than getting into a house that is crowded with a lot of people, and you find it very difficult to, be 6 feet apart and still share in the experience of the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. So I have concerns about that. At the same time, I truly understand it, and hope that everyone has a great Thanksgiving out there, and plays it safe no matter what. And I don't know what your thoughts are about that. I know there's a lot of different, opinions, but no matter what our opinions are, the biggest thing is that we understand that life is short, And the moments that we share are valuable, but we also have to do that reasonably and safely for everyone's sake. And I just want to share that with you as I'm thinking about all these things that I'm sharing with you today, as I'm seeing people, reinvent themselves and try to make the most of their time, understanding that, this is the time to really value every moment that you have, and create new things that might take you into the future. But don't put yourself in a position that you might be destroying that future either. Oh, and one more thing I wanted to point out about the idea of getting together with family and sharing these great moments at this time of year is that I read an article where a New York chief of police type of person was commenting on the fact that he didn't have enough staff to go and police every home in his precinct to determine whether or not there are more than 10 people per household. And since, we have huge family gatherings at Thanksgiving in particular, this is a big deal. We have to leave it to each individual and to each collective family to, protect themselves in the best way they can. But that made sense to me. That struck me, we really can't go and worry about policing every household and saying, hey, you got too many people together there. So we have to do that together and do that safely. And that particular article kind of struck a chord with me as I'm thinking about the holidays and sharing time with family. So keep that in mind. We have to sort of do some self-policing, if you will. It's really about self-protection, self-preservation, I think, as we're also valuing the company of our family and friends. So keep that in mind too, okay? So, I guess that's all I have to share with you today. If you liked the video, please give me a big thumbs up. Leave any comments that you'd like to leave in the comment boxes below. And don't forget to hit that subscription button and notification bell. And share the video with anyone you're so inclined to. And I look forward to seeing you later. I am going to get you the video of some of my hiking adventures. I'll probably share that maybe on Thanksgiving or the day after. And until then, till the next time I see you, have a great one, okay? Thank you, and bye-bye.